everybody. Today is a book haul, so let's get started. If you don't already know, my name is Heather, and this is where we talk about all things books. And today, like I said, I'm going to tell you about this book haul. So I got a few physical books and then several audiobooks. So I'm going to go over each of them and tell you a little bit about them. First off, I have this book, which I got just the other day. It is the fourth book of the Wingfeather saga, and we should be starting this one relatively soon. We are wrapping up the third book. We're enjoying it a lot. Honestly, I think the third book is probably my favorite so far. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It is definitely, it's got some things in it that definitely pull on your heartstrings. So in here, I am excited to read this with my whole family. It's a little bigger than the other one, so it may take a little longer. I will say the third book has taken us the longest to get through, and it's not even that long. It's just between Christmas and stuff going on, we've had to put the book on pause a couple times, and it's just taken us so long to get through, and I don't even know why, because this is honestly one of the best ones so far. Okay. So, moving on from the book of Wingfeather saga, then we have the Red Palace, which I talked about in my last video. If you would like to go in there, there is a section that has spoilers in it, so you can skip it and it'll be spoiler free. But this one, the Red Palace, it is set in the Joseon dynasty, and yeah, it's exciting. It's a murder mystery, romance, Korean drama type deal. And honestly, I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. So there's that. And the author who wrote it, Jun-Her, she actually does a very good job of incorporating historical aspects into this book. So if you don't know, it is based off of the life of a crown prince called Prince Sado, and if you want to know more about him, you can read this book or you can go Google it. It's actually pretty interesting, and I will be getting the memoir that she has suggested if you want to learn more about. So I'll probably be reading that one as well. It is the Diary of Princess Haegyeong, I think it was. It's in the back of the book. So let me see. The Memoirs of Lady Haegyeong. So that's what I do want to read, that one, so I can find out more, because it is honestly extremely interesting, and I keep hitting my glasses with this book. So this is the second one. I also got the audiobook, which I got that one first, and because yeah, Audible credits, and then I realized I thoroughly enjoyed it and I wanted the hard copy. So here it is, physical copy. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm so excited to have it. That means I can reread it whenever I want to. And yeah, so moving on to the next one. I actually got these next couple books at our homeschool group's what is it called? Book fair. So the first one is Enchanted. I know in another video I said I wanted to read this one because I enjoyed The Two Princesses of Bamar, and my older sister loved this one so much, but I never read it because I wasn't interested. I just wanted more of The Two Princesses of Bamar, and this wasn't it wasn't that. It wasn't about the princesses. It was about Ella. And yeah, so I'm going to give this a shot because my sister said I definitely should. So I'm going to, and I'll probably enjoy it because, I mean, I've seen the movie, and a lot of people who have read this book and watched the movie hate the movie because it's not a very good, accurate representation of this book. So hopefully I'll enjoy this book even though I've already watched the movie. So there we go. I'm not sure what those dogs are barking about. The next book that I got from the same book fair is Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. I got this one because I loved this one when I was in grade school, and I do plan to read it with them. It is set in Mississippi. It is set during, I believe, the Great Depression. Yeah, it is about a Black family living in Mississippi that has their own land, and some whites are not exactly happy about it, and they have to go through a lot of things. I really did enjoy this one, and you know, when I was young, I liked to read stuff like this so I can understand different viewpoints and different aspects of culture and history. And so I do plan to read this one with my kids. It may be this school year or next school year. I'm not 100% certain exactly when we're going to, because I don't know when the time period, when we'll get to this time period. I'm not sure. I'll have to plan it out. So definitely going to be reading this one with my kids. Then I'll set these over here. Then I will open up my fire tablet thing. Now, the books that I have on Audible, I have Memoirs of a Geisha, which again, it'll be a reread for me. I loved this one when I was in high school, and I have wanted to reread it for a while now. I just haven't. And then I have, of course, The Red Palace. Like I said, I got the Audible version first and then bought the physical copy. And I'm currently reading The Scarlet Alchemist. I'm enjoying it so far. I have a few issues with it, but I'll go into it a little deeper in another video. So the Scarlet Alchemist is set in ancient China, or ancient China dynasty, and it is basically if alchemists actually found an elixir of life, and the royals during that time period have lived for several hundreds of years instead of, you know, passing on to the next emperor. So there's that one, and like I said, I am enjoying it. And then we have Iron Widow, which is also, I think, a more fantastical elements to ancient China, and I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it is loosely based on the only female emperor in China. So, and I think Scarlet Alchemist is too. I'll have to go back and look at the information, but I think the Scarlet Alchemist is too. Not quite sure. Don't take my word for it just yet. I will definitely figure that out before I do a review or talk about the books. So there's that. Then we'll move on to The Grace of Kings. And I actually don't know a whole lot about this. I do know that it is set in a fantasy world of China. And I know it's basically, I think, someone trying to overthrow the emperor. I think. I can't really remember what it's about. I just know that I thought it was interesting, and so I wanted to read it, and so that's what I got. Then the last book that I have is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. And I have heard a lot of good things about the Stormlight Archive, and I'm excited to get into it. I wanted to start it at some point after I had finished reading the Mistborn trilogy, but I just didn't want to get into another series just yet. And since I'm already starting a 1,000,001 series, I'm like, why not? Let's just get this over with and go ahead and start it. because I want to read it. And so I had an Audible credit, and that's what it was. And then the last one that I got actually was on Audible for free, and that is The Fellowship of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I have a few confessions to make. One, I've actually never read any of the Lord of the Rings. None of them. Not The Hobbit, not any of the Lord of the Rings. Nothing. I've watched the movies. I watched those as a teenager and I loved them, and I've always been told that I need to read the books because there's more details in it, and I'm sure there is. I just never really cared to pick it up and read them because I had watched the movies and I liked the movies. So there's that. And then the second confession I have is I have a problem with my Audible where I cannot decide what to use my credits on. So I will just let them pile up, and then I will go through and just do like I just did and get a ton of books. And so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I just used 6 credits. That's 6 months of credits that I had stored up on here because I couldn't decide which one to get. And so here I am. I just got all 6 of these. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to be reading these 7 books. I will be getting hard copies or physical copies of some of these because I do like to read. I do like to read when I'm sitting down versus listening to the audiobook. So if I'm sitting down somewhere, I want to read the actual book. And if I'm cooking or cleaning or driving or whatever, I will listen to the audiobook. And so yeah, that way I can always read the book no matter what I'm doing instead of swapping back and forth between books. I can do that, but I don't like to do it because typically I will be more interested in one book versus another one, and then I won't want to finish the other one until I finish the one that I'm actually wanting to read. And that creates a problem because then once I finish reading that, I typically don't want to go back to that other book that I was supposed to be, or that I was reading along with the audiobook or vice versa. And it makes it hard for me. So only one book at a time. I know it's weird, but that's where I'm at. That's what I do. Anyway, that's all that I have. Those are all the books. I will be getting some more sometime soon. I have a little bit of cash set aside for me to go to a used bookstore and see if I can find some of these books that I do want to get. And yeah, I'll do another book haul sometime in the future to include those. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you think about them. And I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. I really do appreciate all of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!